So this topic is guides on creating design systems. So we're guiding you today is mainly practical, like mainly practical. I know you guys love practical, so it's going to be about more of practical and less of talking. And let's move. So what is a design system? A design system is a collection of usable components guided by a clear standard that can be assembled together to build any number of applications. So simply, what does this mean? Design system is a collection of usable components. It's a collection of things. Components are things like your button, your input field, your text block, your icons, mainly all those elements you can click on your interface. They are your navigation bar, your buttons, your header, your frames. These are components, and design system consists of collection of all these for you to be able to use them over time. And these things they make your work very faster. They allow consistency across any platform. They make your work very faster because you don't have to start going back to start creating new input field when you want to use input field. You don't have to start going back to create new buttons. You don't have to start going back to create new text link. You don't have to start going back to create new navigation bar. You don't have to start going back to create new paragraph block. You don't have to go start going back to create new text block. So this is one beautiful thing about design system. They allow your workflow to be very clear and seamless. And they also allow consistency. This is what design system is. This is the very best thing about design system. It allows your work to be very easy. It allows you to manage your consistency on your platform is very easy. Your interfaces allows you to manage consistency across. You don't want to have one of your screens looking like the main color there is blue, and you now want to go to another screen. Maybe the button here is rounded. You now go to another screen. Maybe the button is now not rounded. It has sharp corners. Now, so it's going to distort the consistency in the application or the website. So this is what design system are for. So you don't have to start going to create. In the essence of creating, you might forget some things. So that is why design system is like that. So you can be able to reuse these things whenever you want. You can be able to get them back whenever you want to allow you to be consistent throughout. So what design system includes? Their color guides and styles. When we say color guide, is the guide on how to use your colors. Guides on how to use your colors and the styles. That is the color styles. Each colors you have, the different colors you have. That is what we call the color styles. The each different colors you have in your interface. That's what we call color styles. The colors you have, the color you use in designing your interface. That's what we call your color styles. Your text guide, or you can call it typography guide, is going to guide you on how to use text in your interface. Because you know the font size you're going to use for heading, the font size you're going to use for body, the font size you're going to use for caption. The text guide are going to guide you. So, and the styles is also different types of text you have. That's textiles, different type of text you have, different type of text. That's the textiles. Then we have components and guides. So you have your different components. Either it's a button, it's an input field, it's a drop down, it's a form field, it's a modal, it's a pop up. So different components, and you have the guides on how to create them, and the guides on how to use them. Then you have spacing and sizing guides. This spacing and sizing guide is mostly by numbers. These are the numbers by which most companies space their products. The numbers by which most companies size their product. Like okay, they can tell you they use a base sizing value of 8 points. That is also known as 8 pixel. 8 points is also known as 8 pixel. Then say they use a sizing number, the base number of their sizing values, 8. That means if you are sizing things, if you are making size, let's say you want to draw a rectangle now, you want to put a picture in this rectangle now, you are not drawing a rectangle. The size by which that rectangle is going to be, the size of the rectangle must be divisible by 8. That is when we say the base value is 8. The size of that rectangle must be divisible by 8. The width must be divisible by 8. The height must be divisible by 8. Some companies use 10 as their base value. So the when you use 10 as your base value, the width of whatever you are doing and the height must be divisible by 8. And the spacing also, in terms of spacing, also when you're spacing elements, the spacing between one element to another element on your screen or on your interface must be divisible by 8. Must be divisible by 8. And you have guides on how to use them. Whether you are spacing text, you are spacing buttons, you are spacing, you have guides on how to use them. So we have shadow styles and guides. You have shadow styles and guides. These shadow styles, different types of shadows you have, and guide on how to use them. Whether you're going to use them on buttons, whether you're going to use them on cards, whether you're going to use them on. You understand me? So, if you understand what I've said so far, please let me get some yes from you guys. If you understand what I've said so far, guys, can you guys hear me? Okay, 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 okay. Please, if you guys can hear me, please confirm again. Confirm if you can hear me, please. Because someone says my network is breaking. Is my network breaking? Okay, clear. So my network is not breaking. Salma, you should. Okay, breaking. Everyone say it's clear. So Adetunji, um, any other person? Let me see. David, is it clear? David, from your side, can you hear me clearly? David, please, can you confirm if you can hear me clearly from your side?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Um, okay, Gemma said it's clear on our end. Also, think it's clear then. Salma and Adetunji, I think you guys should refresh your network. I think you guys should refresh your network. So you guys said you've understand what I've said so far. So let me share my Chrome screen with you so you guys can see design system used by large corporations like Google and Apple. And this their design system is being what people are following most of the time now. Google material design system, that's for the Google. Material design system, that is for Google, and human interface guideline, that's for that's for iOS. So the material design system is used for creating Android's application, Flutter applications, and maybe web applications. While iOS design system, which is the human interface guideline, is used for iOS devices, maybe smartwatches, for just iOS devices, maybe Mac OS or your MacBook, just iOS devices. So let me share my screen so you guys can see. Let me share my screen. Sorry. If you guys can see my screen, confirm please. If you guys can see my screen, confirm. Guys, can see my screen. Okay, 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 okay. So this is the material design guideline. The material design, which is for Google, and the material design over time has been what many corporations have been using as a guideline over time. Many corporations, this has been what they are using, and it's not necessary you are using. It's not a must you are going to use material design guideline if the company you are working for has a design system they created and they are managing. You are going to use their design system, but most of the values in this design system are not that different from material design. It's just some little changes They're not that different. There's not much difference in them. So the company might be working for like A and B now has their own design system. Spotify has their own design system. Figma has its own design system. Um, Meta has their own design system. So different. Microsoft has their own design system. So different companies you are going to work for might have their own design system, and some might be using the material design system, might be using Microsoft design system, might be using Meta design system. So design system might vary on company, but the guidelines are mostly the same. There's no much differences except just the components they are going to use. Some companies have maybe advanced components they use. Some companies have advanced components they use. So that's what will be the difference most times. The components. So let's start. I think Gabriel has took you through material design guidelines, right? Um, Please let me hear yes because I know he has taught you that. He has took you through material design guidelines. So this will just be
Mujib,
trying to on very fast. So you
Mujib,
said material. I think is the latest version of Google's open
Mujib.
source design system. You can see what I said. It's the latest version of Google's open source design system. Design and build beautiful, usable products with material tree. So this material design guideline now is free for you to use. It's free for you to use. They have usable components. It's free for you to use. But most times, me I have advice for you to create your own custom design system.
Recording is
Yeah,
on.
there are some designers like that they build and manage design systems. So design system includes the color, text, components, and also the code for each of them. But we'll not be talking about their codes here. We'll not be talking about their code. The code for each of them, the CSS code for each of them. Like, let me show you this. Okay, let me see. Did you include the code here? We have the tokens here. We have the tokens. But most times, design system include the code for those, the CSS code for them. That's design system includes most times the CSS code for this, so you can help the developer work very faster. That's what I'm trying to say. Guys, please hold on a minute. Let me try to hydrate. Okay, guys, we're back. I guess that was the boost I needed. So, we are here. So, as I said earlier, let me share my whole screen so I don't have to start going and breaking and let me share my whole screen. Let me put this on focus first. So let me share my entire screen. So um let's go back to Figma and then let's see. So wherever I said what design system includes, you can see I have colors there. I add colors there. I add text. We have components, spacing and sizing guide, shadow styles and guide. So if you move, come here, you can see we have styles here in this material design guide now. You can see in this bar, in your left hand side now, you can see the navigation bar on the left hand side. You can see we have styles, we have components, we have develop. eh, Okay, this is for developers. We have styles, we have components here. You can see we have styles. If you move over on components, you see we have app bars, badges, button cards, carousels, checkboxes, chip, a lot of components, snack bars, switch tabs, text field, time pickers, tooltips. We have a lot of components here and we have a lot of styles here also. So these are what design system includes. So let's move to Figma and let's start creating a design system. Start creating a design system. Um, let's start with colors first. I think colors was the first. Okay, colors, color guide. Okay, so under material, we'll be using material design. Now we'll be using material design, and in your free time, you can go over the iOS. This is it here. Let me put the link in the chat box so you can see both of them. Then put the link in the chat box. Sorry, put the link in the chat box. This for iOS. I'll put the one for iOS. Let me put material design material design. At your free time, you can go over them and then you can go over them. So let's start with colors, styles. Under styles in your navigation bar, the left hand side of your screen, you see the navigation bar where you have home, get started, develop, foundation, styles, and then you go to styles. Under styles, then you go to color, you go to color system. So let's see. We have how the system works. Let me take this back in. Oh, sorry. We have overview, how the system work. I will want to skip on most of this notes so we can get fast to what we want to do. Then let's go to color rules. Let's go to color rules. Oh, sorry. So the material design system in colors and material design system. Material design system advise you to create 13 tonal palettes of your colors, whereby you have different colors which you have. Let me. You have primary colors. Let me show you that. So these are color rules. So you have primary colors. You have secondary colors. Which we have that. We have that somewhere. So yeah, now you can see you have primary colors, color you choose for your primary color. We have secondary color, we have tertiary color, we have neutral color, we have neutral variant colors. We have primary color, we have secondary color, we have tertiary color, neutral, and the primary color is mostly the main color of your brand. The main color your brand goes with. That is most times your primary color. The main color, just like you can associate that's the color you associate with a brand. The color you associate with a brand. That's the primary color of that particular brand. That's the primary color of that particular brand. So the way you can associate blue with Facebook, associate green with WhatsApp, associate red, sort of red pink with Instagram. Then you could associate green with Spotify. Then you could associate this yellow, red, blue, and diamond color with Google. So the way you could associate, I think A and B is I think A and B is pink, right, or something pink. So the way you can associate yellow with Renault, so that's their primary color. The color you can associate, the most present color, their brand color, the most present color in their brand that you could associate with their brand. That's their primary color. So once you are in as a designer, when you are choosing primary colors, when you are choosing primary colors, you choose the colors that people can associate mostly with your brand. That people can associate with your brand the most. So after you choose primary color, then with your primary color, you can come up with colors that are complementary, that don't fight with the primary colors, that are complementary of the primary color, that complements the primary color. You can choose colors that complement the primary colors as your secondary color, your tertiary color. Then you choose different shades of gray for your neutral and your neutral variant. Okay, let's start an example here. Most times I use the tool coolors.com for my to choose my color, and I also use my color dot space, my color dot space. I also use my color dot space. So this are two I use to generate colors, my secondary, primary, tertiary, and then shades. These are what I use to generate colors most of the time. And this is plug. I think this is colors. I think Mr. Gabriel was took you through colors the other time, and then you can just sorry. It's free, and if you want to pay for a pro plan, if you want to pay for a pro plan, you can also pay. It has many good features. If you want to pay for a pro plan, you can pay also. So let's just start the generator, and then you have yeah. So guys, which color should we use? Oh, David say can't see my screen. If you can see my screen, please confirm. If you can see my screen, please confirm yes, please. If you can see my screen, please confirm. Okay, yes, yes. I think Tawakali too and then David, please, you guys should try refresh your network and then okay. Okay. So can somebody suggest a color we should use as our primary color? Somebody should suggest a color for us. Somebody should suggest a color for us. Please suggest a color. Okay, someone said green, someone said blue. Anybody? Okay, let me create a poll. Choose between green and blue for our primary color. So we have green here and we have blue. Oh, sorry. Option here. And so you guys should react to the poll real quick. Let us know which one we're moving with. You guys should react to the poll. Oh, yeah. Let's see the poll, sharp, sharp. We want to make this as interactive as possible. We want to interact with it as possible, as good as possible. So, okay, blue is leading. Do we have more votes? Are we having more votes? Let's see. Okay, blue. Anyone? More votes. I think 5 people has voted. 7. And we are 19 in the class. So you guys should vote, please. Vote. So out of 19, we have 7 people has voted. So it's left with 12 people. I also have voted. So who is voting again? Who is voting? You guys should vote. Okay, you have 9 people now. 10 to go. Vote, guys. Guys, let's make this as interactive as possible. Okay, once we have 15, we'll move on. Once we have 15, we are moving on. Guys, okay, so I can call out people that has not voted now. So Salman has voted. David, you've not voted. Oh yeah, David, vote. Attend to the poll. Attend to the poll. David. Who do we have again? James has voted. Okay, Salma has voted. Isia has voted already. Tochi has voted. Collins has voted. Diana has voted. Lillian, is Lillian here? I think she's not here again. Amen. Amen. Please attend to the poll. Once we have 15 people, we can move on, please. Hey, ma'am, attend to the poll. We want to make this as fast as possible. Let's start as Jeremiah. Please attend to the poll. Attend to the poll. Oyetunde, please attend to the poll. Collins has attended. Ojiakama. Diane, okay, Diane has attended. Okay, we have 10 people now. 5 more to go. Tochi, okay, Tochi has attended. Emmanuel, please attend to the poll. Okay, okay. Oyetunde has attended. Emmanuel, please attend to the poll. Okay, Sam has attended. Miriam, okay, Miriam has attended. Adetunji, Adetunji, please attend to the poll. Attend to the poll. Adetunji, attend to the poll. Philomena, attend to the poll, please. Okay, James has attended to the poll. Okay, I think with what we have now, I think Tawakalitu, are you attending to the poll? Please attend to the poll, Tawakalitu. Lillian,
Mm.
Mr. Henry, you can also attend to the poll for us. So we are going with blue, right? Let's just shoot the shade of blue. And one thing I love about colors is I can just, sorry, I think those colors has, let me check if colors has that future. Okay, thank God, you see. We have blue. I can say sky blue. Is there anything that's sky blue? Let's see this. Can't find any other thing that's sky blue. So once you have on colors, once you have your primary color, I think our primary color now is 000, like 40 and 2F. So that you can lock it. You click on this lock icon here, click on it and lock it, and then you click on your space bar, you press your space bar, so you can change. Press your space bar. You can see the colors that is bringing out. These colors, they are not fighting with each other. They are not fighting for attention with each other. They are living in harmony. You can see they are living in harmony. They are living in harmony. You can see. So you can choose which one to go with as a secondary color. So let me do this one more time. So you guys should choose one you can go with as your primary color, your secondary color. Or let me just choose because of the time. Let me just choose. I mean, small. See, let's go with this fluorescent cyan. A bit different. Go this fluorescent cyan. Lock it. Lock it. Then you can tap more. Press your space bar. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Which one should we go with for our tertiary for highlights? Um, that's gray. This is blue. Purple. Let's go with this rose quartz. Let's go with this rose quartz. So we have three colors now. These colors that are locked. You can see these three colors, they are not going to change whenever I press my space bar. We have only these two colors changing. So we have this one as our primary, we have this as our secondary, and we have this as our tertiary. So if you come to my color dot space also, you can also put in your color here. We have 0000FF. See that's blue, and you click on generate. It's going to generate different palettes. You can see we have generate gradient, we have matching gradient, we have spot palettes, we have twisted spot palettes. But most times when I'm using my color dot space, I like to use this spot palette because I can just easily choose within. You can see these colors that are very they live in harmony and they're very different. They live in harmony and they're very different. So I think let's go with the one on my color dot space. So let's enter Figma. Let's create a rectangle. Let's create a frame. Create a frame. Let's name this frame. I guess you guys know how to name frames now, right? You know how to name your frames. It's good to name your frames. So let's name this secondary color. Name this tertiary. Tertiary color. And let's have our neutral key, neutral variant, neutral key, and neutral variants. As I said earlier, neutral key and neutral variants, they are grays. They are different shade of grays. So let's copy this color. Let's copy our primary key color. You can just double click and then you can copy. Once it is highlighted, you can press Ctrl C for Windows, then Command C for Mac. Then you go to your primary color. Then you see, let me Ctrl Z back so you can see what I did. That's fast. So once I click on this frame, I go to my field property here. Go to my field property, double click, and I just paste it in the field property and then enter. It automatically changes. That's we have our primary color here. We have primary color, secondary color. Let's go. Secondary color. We have this for our secondary color. Then you just come to the field panel, paste. See, let's make this fast. Let's make this fast. So So for neutral key and neutral variants, now let's see. I think my color dot space will also give you gray colors that you can use with them. So you can see these gray friends. So gray colors you can use them. You can use this as our neutral and our neutral variant. So let's use this as our neutral, neutral. Then let's go neutral variant. So that's for it on colors and my color dot space. So okay, let me take this to a new page. So I don't want to. Oh, let's leave it here. Let's leave it here. Let's leave it here. I can move it back later. Let's leave it here. So let me copy the links for colors and send to you guys in the chat box. You guys can see it yourself. Colors. So with any one of the so you guys like the most, you can don't just say because of I have reached one. That's one you are using. Anyone you like the most, you can experience them and see the one you like the most, and then go with it. So let's go back to material design guide. So the material design guides advises you to create 13 color tonal palettes for each colors. For each key colors, advise you to create 13 tonal palettes. And these 13 tonal palettes are we have 0, we have 10, we have from this is I think a green color, sort of green. So you create 13 tonal palettes with the darkest color. The darkest color should be pure black, and the lightest color, the brightest color, should be pure white. That's F in six places, and the darkest color should be pure black. That's 0 in six places. So then you have a tonal palette of tone 10, tone 20, tone 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 599, and then 100. Then from this tonal 13 tonal palette you created, then you can now start assigning color rules on this 13 tonal palette you created. You can start assigning color rules. The one you use as your primary main color now, that you use on things like buttons, for active states of. So you create your 13 tonal palettes. So let's move on. Let's create our 13 tonal palettes. Let's enter Figma. I have a tool I use in Figma. I have a plugin I use in Figma, and that's the UI color palette. UI. So let's go. So once you click on any frame now, you can see the color, any object now. The color, you see the color automatically shows here now. You're trying to create a color palette for it. That is a color palette with a tone of it's a 13 tonal palette. 13 tonal palette with 13 tones. We are trying to create a color palette with 13 tones of this color now. So we are creating 13. So we have 1 and 2 here, then we are creating 13. So we have 13, 13. On this scale now we have 13. This is the tonal scale. We have 13 here. So You can see now. Let's go back to. Let me come back here. You can see like, we are going to start from 100. So you can see it has 13 tones here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. We are going to start from 100. As the brightest color is 100. So let's on this plugin, you are going to create the palette first before you can start editing them. You have to create the palette first. So let's create the palette. So you can see under settings, you might don't want because once you create it like that, under settings, you go to settings. To see this is scale. When you see the scale, the tonal scale here, this is scale. Where you can see the tonal scale here. So and you have settings, you can make different settings. So let me say when my palette come into Figma, I want it to be named my primary color palette. Then what is it for? For all primary colors. Then layout. Most times you have to just leave it palette. You don't want to have numerous things on your so the rest just leave the rest there. So then you create your UI color palette. So you have your tonal palette here, which is 13. If you count this now, this is the primary color, this is the source color, this one here where you have the tag primary color, and this is your source color. Then you have 13 tones beside it. Then you have, if you count now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you see these are different colors. These are 13 tones of this same color. You can see the tones, they are very different. So now you don't, after creating the palette, don't go off the plugin, you leave the plugin so we can start editing now. So we have our brightest color, our first color now to be 100. So you put in, you double click on this, let me take it back. You double click on this scale now, you double click on this tooltip, you double click on it, then you can edit here. Once you double click on it, then you can edit it here, then you put in 100, which is our brightest color. Once you put in 100, you see that in your Figma, you see the first scale now. You can see it will automatically change to pure white. You can see it's pure white now. If I take it back, you see the color is going to change. You see it's changing. So once we bring it back, oh sorry, oh shit, sorry. Let me. Okay, once you bring it back now, once you bring it back, you see it's pure white. Once it's 100 back, you see it's pure white. Then let's go to the second color. Let's see what's the second color. 99, right? Move. You double click. Enter 99. See, it looks white, but it's not white. If you can see, it looks white, but it's not white. Like a very light shade, very light tone. Rather. So 99, then 95. Then we'll move to 95. The third 95. Then we have 95. If you can see, we have 95 now. Then the fourth should be 90. The fourth is 90. Then we'll put in 90. 90. Put in 90. The fifth, 80. The sixth is 70. But let me, I'm still going to show you guys. So the sixth is 70. Double click. Sorry. 70. This should be 60. 60. Let me just read everything out so we can be very fast. We have 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and 0. So let's go. We've done for 60. Let's do for 50. 40. Then we have 30. We have, sorry, we have 20. We have 20. We have 10. We have 0 here. This is the darkest. And you have this 10. Change it to 10. So now you can see our, our tones now, they've changed. You can see they have changed. And that these tones, they've changed. You can see. They've changed from the way they were before now. You can see how they look like now. That's how they look like now. So that's it. So let's create for secondary. And this is going to be, let's create for secondary. So secondary will be pretty fast because it's the same 13 tones we are creating. So secondary is going to be very fast. Let's create for secondary. Let's create for secondary. So let's go to the scale, custom. You go to custom. Not you don't click on this material design. You go to custom. Once you click, once you're on scale, so where you have this material design 50 to 900 Google, you are not using that. You go to custom. You scroll down to custom. You click on custom. Then you add new tones. So till it's 13. So we have 13 now. So let's go to settings. Let's name it our secondary color. Let's name it our secondary color. Palette layout. We want just palette. We don't want palette with properties. Then let's create our UI color palette. Let's create our UI color palette. We have this for secondary color. We have this for secondary color. So let's click on it. Just back to. So you can start editing now. You can start editing. We have 100. We have 99. We have 95. We have 90. We have 80. We have 70. We have 60. We have 50. We have 40. We have 30. This is 30 already. We have 20. We have 10. We have 0. So let's change it down properly. The plugin is change it to 10 properly. So see they've changed. You see the palette has changed. So we click on our next color. So we want to be fast as possible. Our tertiary. Let's move this down a bit. Let's move this down a bit. Let's move this down a bit. Move down a bit. So we are creating for our tertiary color. Then we go to scale, custom. Then we'll create 10, 13. 13. Then you go to your settings. Let's just say just palette. You don't want palette properties, just palette. Then you can create your UI palette first before you start editing. Note you create your UI palette first before you edit. Create your UI palette first before you edit. You can start editing now. Let's bring this to 100. Let's bring this to 10, 0. Then let's edit the remaining 99. We have 95. We have 90. We have 80. We have 70. We have 60. We have 50. We have 40. We have 30 already. This should be 20. Then we have this as 10. This 20. So you see they've automatically changed here in our palette. Then for the neutral key and neutral variant, we are going to create, we are not creating, we are creating more than 13 palettes. So let's go back to our guidelines so you can see that for our neutral, okay, for our neutral key, we are still creating, for our neutral key, we are creating 13 tonal palettes. But for neutral variant, we are creating more than 13. So we are creating, let me count it for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Then 11, 12, 13. No, this is not. This is supposed to be more than 13. This to be more than 13. Let me check it out. This to be more than 13. Um, it's supposed to be more than 13. It's to be more than 13. Um, for now, let's go to color rules. You'll see it on color rules. Let's go to color rules. You see it on color rules. Let's see there are some colors that were not there that you will see. Let us okay, this for primary. Let me just go to tertiary. Okay. Do we have neutral here? No, 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 no. Why don't we have neutral? Okay, let me see. They used to state the tonal palette which color rules are for. I don't know why. It's been updated since I last checked my. I think it has been updated the last time I checked it. That's one funny thing about design system. They are updated over time. They are updated over time. Okay, I think it has been updated. We don't have what we are looking for. Yeah, it has been updated over time. It has been updated. So most time it's mostly more than 13. Let me check if I can see on previous files I've done. Let me see. It's mostly more than 13 most times. It's mostly more than 13 for Google Actual Design Guideline. It's more than 13. Let me check. Okay, I think we do have it on there. Let me check. I think I have it here. Okay. See, I'm going to show it to you guys now so you guys can see. It's mostly more than 13 for neutral. So this is, I think this black, this white. Let me see how many is this. One, this is 13. This is also 13. And I can't find the neutral key and man, so it's coming. Time is not by our side anymore. Okay. Let me see. So you can see now here we have 15 tones here. You can see now we have 15 tones. So this it has more than 13 most time. Sometimes 15 for the neutral variant. So it has 15 tones at times. So we have one, two. Yeah, you can see this 15 now. It has 15 tones at times. I think this like a design system. And you can see we have buttons here. We have input fields here. We have other label. We have cards. You can see we have drop downs. You can see we have icons. You can see we have cards here. You have input field. You have tabs. You have so you can see you have navigation bar here. So and these are textiles. You can see you have textiles. You have textiles here. You have textiles here. And these are color styles. You can see these are color styles. You follow. These are color styles. You can see. And this. So let's go back. Let's go back. But since we can't find that on the color design system, let's just use the 13 tonal palette. So let's go back to where we were. Let's go back to where we were. Let's go back to creating our tonal palettes. So let me open up my. So this one is going to be pretty fast. I'm not going to be talking this time around. So let me make it pretty fast so we can move on. Time is not by our side anymore. Oh, sorry, mistake. That's how it looks like when you bring it with. So now let me edit this and then we are done. Let me edit this real quick. Um, sorry, that's 95, right?
I don't talk to you time. Make I see you to this one where they not do them. I'm talking about my head. Now my mind is not ready. Huh?
So we can no longer hear you again, please.
It's coming on. Hold on, just a minute. Mujib, please unmute your mic. Mujib. Mujib, please unmute your mic, Mujib. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Mujib. Hello, Mujib.
Guys, I'm sorry, I've been mute for a while. Ah, very, very, very sorry. Guys, please, where were you when I dropped off? Where were you? Where was I when I dropped off? I'm very, very sorry. Where was I? Please, can somebody? Where was I when I dropped off?
I think you were at saving the last
Guys,
color.
okay.
I think Techari or
Guys,
something.
where was I?
Guys, let's talk, please, so I can continue.
Guys,
Yes, sir. I think you were at the point of when you were
you
creating
guys can hear
the
me. Please
color
confirm. You
scale.
guys can hear me.
Yeah, I think you are at the point of creating
You guys can hear me.
the
Please
color
confirm,
scale for
please.
the.
Hello, guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we
We
can hear
can
you,
hear you.
Mujib. We can hear you, Mujib.
We can hear you, sir.
Guys,
We can hear you, Mujib. Can you hear us? Hello, Mujib.
Okay, okay. You guys should please make this very fast. So where did we drop off? I'm very sorry for me meeting my mic. Where did you drop off? Where did I drop off? Where did I drop off? Where did I drop off, please, guys? So we can continue. I can go back again and start. Where did I drop off? You can just unmute your mic. Mute your mic and talk, please. Mute your mic and talk.
Hello, Mujib.
I
You were
think you dropped off at the point where we're trying to create the tertiary color scale.
Guys,
yes, that was the place, Mujib, where you were trying to create the tertiary color. That was
Mr.
where
Gabriel, please can
yeah.
you if where I dropped off, where my mic where they couldn't hear me anymore. Please can you help us out with that? Okay. If you can hear me, please say yes, signify yes, please, guys. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, signify if you can hear me. Now, if you can hear me clearly, please. Okay, okay, okay. So where did I drop? Where did I stop? Where you couldn't guys couldn't hear me anymore on the lab? Where couldn't you hear me? So where you not hear my voice again? Tertiary color skill. Tertiary color skill. I'm very sorry about that. Didn't know my mic. I was switching it off because of the noise in my background. I'm very sorry for that, guys. Let me then delete all this. We'll go over it. So if you can't complete everything in this class, I'm going to create an additional video for you, and you are going to additional video you guys are going to use as completion for it if you can cover everything. So tertiary color scale. I told you it consists of 13 tonal palettes. Then these are the 13 tonal palettes we have now. We have one from 100. We have 100, 99, 95, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and 0. That's the same for neutral and neutral variants also. That's the same for neutral and neutral variants also. So I've quickly done that. Quickly done that. Quickly done that. Yeah. So now the next thing, okay. Wow. Oh, so can you see my screen now? Yeah. Can you see my screen now, guys? Thank you so much for calling that out, guys. Thank you so much. Can you see my screen now? Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Let's move on. Sorry about that. Um, so So I've created tonal palettes for the primary, secondary, tertiary, neutral, and neutral variant. All of them have 13. They all have 13 tonal palettes. They all have 13 tonal palettes. And after you've done this for all your color, your primary, secondary, tertiary, neutral, neutral variants, you start saving. That's one thing I like about Figma. You start saving to your local styles, so you can be able to use them later. So you start saving. You start saving to your local styles. When you click on the empty space on your canvas, you can see by this side now you have local variables, local styles, export. So under this local styles, once you are saving these to colors now, you then have it. You will see it under local styles. You see them under local styles. You see them under local styles once you start. So let me start now. So by default, when you create this your palette using UI color palette, once you create it, after clicking on this big layer now, where you have the big panel, you can see on the layers panel, you can see the second layer, the inner layer is locked. The inner layer is locked, so you can't edit anything here now. You can't edit anything to be able to save it. So what you're going to do now is you're going to have to unlock it. Then you can start editing to save. You can see. You can click on other layers. You can see now. Then you start. So we've clicked. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. So we've moved in now. You can see now. Start saving from here now. This toner palette now. This tone now is tone of 0. So we name it our primary 0. So once you click, go to your fill panel. You see these 4 dots there. You click on them. You click on the additional addition sign. Once the panel opens up, you click on the addition sign. Then you have your color here. So one thing about Figma I love is you can see you can group all your primary colors into one group. You can join them into one group. So that's when you have this is how you do it. You have primary, then you click, you press forward slash, then you have forward slash your primary 0. Then you click enter. So you have this your color styles, your local styles. So once I click on the empty canvas, I'm not clicking on any update. Once I click on the empty canvas, you can see we have this here. In your color styles, and you see color styles. You can see in your local styles, you see color styles, you see color styles. Once you click on color styles, once you click on this drop down, you can see this is a group for primary color. Then you have your primary 0 there. So let's continue. Let's do the same for our primary 10. And you see, once I start saving this under this group, so you must, once you are saving them into a group, you must make the spelling correct, so you don't have variations. So you must try to make the spelling correct in the same order. So we have used primary slash primary 10. So you see that once I click on my empty canvas and I go back, you see now, two of those colors I've saved previously, 0 and 10 now. You have it 0 and 10 in the same group. You can see 0 and 10. I have it in the same group now. I have them in the same group. So then we save for 11. So I'm only going to be saving only the primary color. So to save time, you guys can, once you're processing, you can go back and save the primary, secondary, tertiary, neutral variants, and neutral on your own. Once you create your own color palette, your tonal palette, you can save them on your own. So let's go. Let me see if I've not dropped off again. If you guys can hear me, please confirm. You guys can hear me, confirm again. Confirm if you can hear me, please. Okay. Thank you. So move on. Let's move on. I'm going to be saving only this. I've saved 0, I've saved 10. Let me save 20 right now. Let me save 20. Let me save 20. Save 20. Primary, you can see primary / we have primary 20. They are grouped into one. Let's go. Should be 30. Additional sign. We have primary / primary 30. Primary / primary 40. Primary / primary 50. Primary / let me save this quickly. So primary / primary 16. So you started saving them to your local styles. Primary / primary 17. Guys, please mute your mic, please, so you don't distract others. Please mute your mic. Let's see. Oh, sorry. primary 8, that is primary forward slash primary 18. Primary forward slash
You know what?
primary. Do you have primary 90? Then primary 95. Yes. You can see now. You see that the spelling here now is incorrect. You see this PIRMARY now. You see it's not grouping it together with this primary now. You see it has its own group now. You can see this has its own group now. You can see it has its own different group. So we are going to delete this. We're going to delete this. We're going to delete this. We're going to delete this. Control Z. Yes, detach. So let's save this. So let's delete this first. Click on your empty canvas. Come here. Delete this. Then we go back to our primary 95. Let's delete that first. That's primary 95. Save it. Primary forward slash 95. Save our primary 99. So you see,
is on.
you can see these four dots we have here now, styles and variables, which I'm moving on now. You can see these four dots we have here under in your view panel. You can see these four dots we have here. Click on those four dots. Click on them. Then you have this new panel that is opened up. You have this new panel that is opened up. Then you click on the plus sign in the new panel. Then we are trying to group them. All these primary colors, we are trying to group them into one group, which is primary. The name of the group is primary. So to group a certain color, to put a certain color into a group in your color styles, you put primary, then forward slash. Then this means primary is the group. Listen to me. Primary is the group. Then primary 40 is a children, is a child in this group. Sorry, is a child in this group. Is a child in this primary group now. That's why the forward slash is there. That's what the forward slash means. So once I click create style, once I click on create style, it will be automatically created. It will be part of this style now. So once you click on your empty canvas, click on any free space on your canvas, click on any free space, you'll be taken back to this panel now where you have your local styles. You can see all of them now, all these tonal palettes, they're in this primary group now. See, they are all children. Primary 40 is a child to primary, 100 is a child to primary. So you see, they're all children of this primary. So you can then move our 40 here up. You can just hold and drag and move it up, and you can have it above. Okay, let me try that again. Why is it not moving? It's supposed to move. It's not moving. Let's just leave it there. It doesn't mean you can just find it anytime. And when you want to use this color now, let me say I have a rectangle here that is gray. I have a rectangle that is gray here. Okay, and I want to use primary 40 for it. I want to use primary 40, then I can come back to these four dots. I click on these four dots, and then in this search panel, in this search input field now, I can write in primary 40. You can say I have this primary 40 now. Once I click on this primary 40, I can easily reuse this primary 40 color now. This tone, I can easily reuse it. And if I want to change it, I can just click on this now and change this from the panel. Let me say I want to change it to primary 30. can just say primary, put in primary 30. You can see I can just change it. You can see now. So guys, if you understand what I've said so far now, or from what I've explained now, if you understand, please say yes. And if you don't understand, let me know which part you don't understand. Okay, Jeremiah, that's nice too. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Um.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Soft. What's it?
Yeah, thank you so much for the class. I really do understand, but I just have a bit challenge with two areas. Number one, the primary to tertiary color. Yeah, I understand primary color, and I don't know why secondary color and tertiary color, and I even saw accent color. So I want to know the difference between all these colors, especially secondary accent color. Yeah, secondary and accent color. So I really want to know, and tertiary color, sorry, I want to know their difference. The way I understand primary color as the main brand color component. Yeah. So I want to know the difference between secondary, accent, and what's the name now? Tertiary. Yes, tertiary color. Then secondly also, when you were creating this color style, I want to ask the scale. Yeah. I want to ask, why do you still customize them individually, like putting 90%, 95%, and all that? Because I created a style, though I didn't use this plugin you used, and it still gave me the scaling properties. Like, it just gave me the scaling properties from material design system. So I want to know why you are still editing them. Why can't we just use the one that was generated by the plugin? So these are my questions. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you for that. For the first question, let me quickly answer that. So primary color, as I've said, is the main color. Is the color you can use to recognize the brand. The secondary color is a color that you use for secondary elements on your interface. When I mean secondary elements, I mean things that are not as important as your primary colors. Like, let's just say secondary buttons, buttons that are not your city, that are not as important as the primary objective of your interface. Understand? Like now, if you are in an interface now and you want the primary goal of that interface should be people to log in. And listen to me, for people to log in, or let's say, okay, let's use this specific for people to create an account. Let's say that's your primary goal for people to create an account. So you can have your primary button to have the primary color. You can have this your create an account to have the primary color, create an account. So once somebody this color can easily be recognized as okay, this is one of the main action can easily be recognized. Okay, create an account. Then for other secondary elements like login or delete your account, things like other secondary elements or play demo, you can then use your secondary color. Secondary color are used for secondary elements. They are not most sometimes you might not even use it, but they are used for secondary elements in your interface. They're used for secondary elements in your interface. Why tertiary colors are colors that are used to call attention. They are used to color they are color that are used to call attention. Sometimes tertiary colors they might not be used. Sometimes they are used to call attention. I'm coming now, I'm soft. They are used to call attention. So maybe you have a new feature now in your application or in your interface, and you want people to know, okay, you have a new attention. So once you put new on somewhere, let me show you a certain. Once you put new somewhere, once you use put new somewhere, you write new somewhere, and use your tertiary color, this will call their attention. You just briefly call their attention, and they'll say, okay, they have a new product. It briefly calls the attention of a user back to something. You understand what I'm trying to say? Briefly calls the attention of a user back to something. So that is what your tertiary color. Why your neutral and your neutral variants are gray colors you use, like your white and black. For things like text, borders, they are gray colors you use. You understand me now? So with the plugin question now, there are different plugins in Figma, which on your free time you can go and search for. There are different plugins in Figma. And this color palette also, you can also create them manually by yourself without using a plugin. In the video I'm going to be creating, I will show you how to do that manually. Just to be for us to be fast in this class, that's why I'm doing this with a plugin. So there are different plugins for that. And this plugin also has some design systems on it. You know, I showed you before. Let me show you. Go back to UI color palettes. They have some this plugin has some design system on it. But because this design system, you can see now we have material design 50 to 900. But because this design system is outdated, people don't use it anymore. That's why we are not using. That's why we are creating a custom palette. A custom palette. That's why we're creating a custom tonal palette. You can see we have material design. We have if you scroll up a bit. Let me try scrolling up. I don't know. Sorry. Let's go back. Oh no, this plugin is acting up. So if you go back to skill, click on material design. Oh, sorry. This plugin is um you can see we have material design. You can see the other design. Sorry, this is acting up real bad. The other design we have material 3. I'm trying to show you guys something. It's not, but as you guys can see from the brief, you can see we have material 3, material. You can see we have order. You can see here now we have base for Uber. So we have different. So I'm just creating a customized one because most of these are outdated. You understand me? Most of these are outdated. That's why I'm creating a custom tonal palette. You understand now? Most of these design systems are outdated. So, genuine soft, what's your question before we can move on, please? You don't have any other question?
Okay, so thank you. I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Okay. So let's move on. Nafisat, you can catch up with the recording and the other recording we have from the class since you came late. Let's move on, guys, please. Time is not outside. So now you guys understand how to save this to the local styles, right? Please let me say yes or yes so we can move on to typography. Guys, you understand? I know, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. If you understand how to save to local styles, please say yes. Let's move on. Guys. Salma, okay. What's it, Salma? Okay, yes.
Like to ask that after downloading this plugin, this UI color plugin, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mhm. Okay, is it very easy for us to use? Like, how are we going to bring it on Figma? Like the way you are being, it is being connected to your Figma like this. You know, there are some, like, for example, if you need a plugin on Iconify, you can bring it as
Mm-hmm.
component. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, if I actually download this plugin, like, how are we going to use it? That it is going to appear on our Figma also like this.
Okay. Once you go to your resources icon here, resources, you click on resources. Any plugin you've saved before, because you can see now, you can see I have recent and saved here. You can see them. Any plugin you saved, you can have them here. So once you click on your UI color palette, it's here now. You can see it's here. So once you have, it's already here. So once you are online, anytime you are online, it's going to come up. It's not. So once you're offline, it won't come up. But once you're online, it will come up. Once you're connected to the internet, it will come up. Then let's click on this, and then we have your scale. Let us see. We are just using this material design here. Once you click on create a UI color palette. Once you click on it, it's going to automatically bring this into your Figma. You see, it has automatically brought it into your Figma. You see, it has automatically brought it into your Figma. You see, it has automatically brought it into your Figma. So, as if you want to, maybe let me delete this back. Then, if you want to maybe customize it, then you can click on scale, then go to custom. You can customize it just random. And you can see it automatically bring it to Figma. You can see to automatically bring it to Figma. You can see it has automatically brought it to Figma. Let's delete that. Let's delete it. I hope that has answered your question, Salma.
Yes, thank you very much.
Welcome. So let's move on. Let's move on to typography, guys. So let's move on to typography. I think that's test guide and styles. So let's move on. So let me share my whole screen so we can see the material design guide again. Share. So, okay. Sorry for that. Then you can go back under styles. This is material design guideline under styles. So okay, let me under color. We are not yet done. Let me bring you back to creating color rules. Let me bring you back to creating color rules. Let me bring you back to creating color rules. So material design guideline now. I stated some colors you can use for your color rule. Some colors you can use for your color rules. As assign some colors to your color area you can use for your color rules. As assign some colors that you can use for your color rules. So we have primary here now. Primary for primary the primary color, most times you use primary 40 for your primary color, just like you can see here. You can see for primary you have tone 40 on primary. So this why they do it like this is for it to create good number of contrast among the colors. So we have this the primary color and this on primary. This on primary means if you are writing on this primary color or any element you are having on this primary color, the color you are going to make the to have a good number of contrast, the color you are going to use on it should be on primary. And this on primary color now is white, pure white. That is the primary 100. That is pure white. Then the primary color is primary 40. Primary color is primary 40. Then for secondary also, secondary is secondary. The tone is secondary 40. That is tone 40. That is for secondary. Tone 40. Then for on secondary, the elements on secondary, we have it to be secondary 100. Also the same for tertiary. Tertiary is tertiary 40, then on tertiary is tertiary 100. Same for error colors. Then you now see primary container here. You now see primary container here. We have primary container here. For primary container, most times we use this as background for some elements. Then we have on primary container. Primary container most times is primary 90. It's primary 90. It's primary 90. Then you can see it here now. You can see now. You can see it's the same color with this 90. You can see primary 90. You can see primary 90. Then your own primary container. Your own primary container is what? Your own primary container is primary 10. Your primary 10. You can see how dark this is. Almost looks like black, but it's not black. You can still see a bit shade of green in it. You can still see a bit shade of green in it. Let me move back. You can still see a bit of shade of green in it. So that is your own primary container. So if you are writing whether text, icons or buttons, or so you can use this primary container to create a good number of contrast on it. You can see how they've used it here. Also, you can see on this primary now. You can see you have white here. You can see you have white, and also the same thing. So if you are writing, you can see if you are writing on secondary container, you have on secondary container. You can see for writing on secondary container your elements like icons, buttons. You can so tertiary container. You can see you have on tertiary. So it's the same tone. This for the container you have primary 90. Therefore, the on primary, on secondary, on tertiary, on error, you have primary or secondary, tertiary error 10. Same tone 10. So this and it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. This for dark mode actually. Dark mode. This for dark mode. But we are not going on dark mode right now. As we move on, we're going to show you. This for neutral color. You're using neutral color to create these ones. You have outline variants, outline on surface variants, on surface. This is on surface is neutral. I think that's neutral 10. Yeah, neutral 10. That's neutral 10. You have surface container lowest. That is neutral 100. Neutral variant 100. Surface container neutral variant 100. We have surface container low. That is neutral variant 90. I think 95, 95 or 98. So before they used to put in all these the tone here. They used to put in the tone here, but I'm going to make research on that. I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to make research on that, and I'm going to share it with you guys. Look for my just the same year also. You can see the same year also, and they show you stances in where they've used it. You can see we have primary here. You can see this green. Let me zoom in. Maybe I can. Oh shit! It distorted my. Okay, let me zoom in a bit. You can see this is the primary color. This is primary 40 now because this is primary 40, and on this primary 40 you have the primary 100, the unprimary color, which is primary 100. You can see it's pure white, and you have this primary color there, and you see you can have this primary container. You see this primary container now. You can see this primary container. See this primary container. You see, or you call it so. No, this is not primary container. Sorry, this is the surface container. This is the surface container, and then you have this on surface container, and you have the text there. This this service container, you have one service container for the text, one service container. That's it. I would advise you most times to go through your Google material design on your free time. Go through Google material design for you to know more, for you to know more, read more on the Google material design. That is that for colors, and then let's move on to let me reload these pages. So if you understood everything I've said, please let me hear some yes, please. If you understood everything so far. We'll soon be rounding up the class after this typography. Then we'll make an additional video for you guys on the components. Making an additional video for you guys on the components. So this is for typography. Typography helps make writing legible and beautiful. So this design system for typography. Let's go to type skill and tokens. Type skill. So you have different type of type skill. We have the display, we have headline, we have title, we have body. So let's see here. Type skill. We have different type skill. You can see now. We have displays, we have headlines, you have titles, you have body, you have labels. These are different styles you have now. Different type of text. You can see different styles. As I've said earlier before, when I was starting the class, you have display styles, you have headline styles, you have title styles, you have body styles, you have label styles. A different type of styles you have. So under display styles, you have display large, display medium, display small. Under the headline, you have headline large, headline medium, headline small. Under title, the same title or title medium, title small. Under body, you have body large, body medium, body small. Under label, the same thing. So once you click on one, you see the values for each of them. So one thing with this styles now is it's not a must to use Roboto. This Roboto is a font family. It's a font family. It's a typeface. Zonto is a typeface. It's a typeface. Just like you have Satoshi, Poppins, Manrope, Inter. Roboto is a typeface. And this is what Google mostly uses in most of their products, Roboto. So it's not compulsory to use Roboto. So most times you can use let's most times you can use things like let's say we are using you can use Manrope. Let me use Manrope. Let me write. Let me just write display large in your text panel here. You can then change your text panel here. You can then change the typeface. Then let's write Manrope. Oh. Your text style you can change. Let's write Manrope. You can see we have Manrope here. You can see that change Manrope. So you can use any, but you can just follow. And one thing I want to tell you is this design system is a guideline. It's not a must. You use this same exact value they've used. It's just a guideline. That's why I told you earlier on that different companies may have their own different design system, and it's similar. Might not be the same, but it's similar. So they've used they've used either material design or the Google and I said the iOS design system as guideline. So most times it's similar. similar most times. It's not different. So this is just a guideline. It's just a must. So once guys, please let's move our mic, please. Whose mic is Aruna? Please mute your mic, please. Aruna, please mute your mic. Thank you. So it's a guideline. It's not a must. It's not a rule. It's just a guideline for you to follow. Just a guideline. It's not a rule. It's not a must. It's just a guideline for you to follow. So let's start. In our display large, guys, under our display large, now, you can see we have the font, the typeface to be Roboto. Then we have once you this is the font weight. Font weight to be regular. This is the font weight. You have it to be regular. That is 400. Regular is 400. Let me quickly state this out for you. Regular is 400. Medium is 500. Semi bold is 600. Bold is 700, and I think black is 800. See, I stated that for you. So once where you see 400 as font weight, know that it is regular. Where you see 500 as font weight, know that it is medium. Where you see 600 as font weight, know that it is semi-bold. Where you see 700, know that it is bold. When you see 800, know that it is black. So that's what I want to quickly point out. You can see now, display large font weight. This 400 means regular. So display large font weight, let us say it's regular, and let's move back. Let's see. This is the font size. You can see display large font size is 57. Let's quickly do this. 57. You can see input your font size 57. As you can see, it's become enlarged. It's 57. 57. 57, and then the spacing, the font tracking, that is the spacing, letter spacing, that's also letter spacing is also known as font tracking. Letter spacing is also known as font tracking. So let's 0.25, 0.25, sorry, 25. Was that minus or plus? Okay, they said minus 0.25, so you are going to add minus 0.25. That is, you are decreasing the letter spacing minus 0.25. You are decreasing it. You're making it more. So they state a line height for us. Yes, a line height of 64 points. That's 64 pixels. See line height. Display that line height. 64. 64. And when I said this is just a guideline, it's not a must. So you could adjust and tweak your own to like, but the range in which you are tweaking should be plus or minus 5. The range should be plus or minus 5. To make it plus or minus 5. So once I say plus 5 to this now we have 69. So but most times it's good to work with even numbers. When you're designing, it's good to work with even numbers because they are divisible, because most times they use the value eighth grid eighth grid value in design most times. So it's good to work with even numbers because these are divisible by either 8 or 4. So because we work with even number most times in design. So once we have 69, we can round it up to 70. We have this. And also in the font weight also, the font size also, you could, if you like, can change it to 56 or 57. With the font size, it's either um, 1 plus 1 or minus 1 or plus 2 or minus 2. That is, you get me, the range. Just make it even number. So if you are tweaking the font size, the range shouldn't be more than plus 2 or minus 2. And then for the line height, plus 5 or minus 5. And then you can round it up to even number if you like. So let us say we are making our own font size 56, the line height 70. You can see it's a guideline. It's not a must to follow them. So let's see. For the display medium, we'll quickly do this so we can move on. Display medium. Display medium. We have Roboto. So us we are using, man group. So we have display medium. Let me quickly do this. Display medium. Sorry. Medium. We have display medium. Then what's the what's the weight? The font weight. You can see the font weight is 400. The font weight is 400, and we put in 400. So with the font weight, you have to keep the font weight the same. You don't necessarily have to tweak the font weight. Keep the font weight the same. Then let's move on. Then we have font size 45. 45 font size. And the tracking, I think the tracking should be 0. Yeah, the tracking is 0. That is letter spacing. It's 0. Space between letters. It's 0. 0. And then we have line height to be 52. So let us do the same so it can be pretty quick. 52, then you bring this here like this. 52. You started creating your color styles. Started like that. Then you duplicate this again. Bring it. Then display small. And we have just 4 minutes left. And because of I was cut off the other time, so I think we can extend it by 10 minutes more. So to make up for the time I was cut off, 52. Line height 52. So that was done. Then we have display small. Let's check for display small. So Roboto font weight 400. I think it's the down is left at 400 also. We have the font size to be 36. The tracking to be 0. Yes. Font height 36. The tracking is 0. That is letter spacing. Let's check the line height. The line height is 44 points. That is 44 pixels. Point is also known as pixels. 44. That's 44. So automatically adjusted. So let's move on. Then we have, after display, we have headline. Headline large. Have headline large. So let's look what our headline large is. You see headline styles. We have headline large. The weight is still 400. Roboto 32 points. That is 32 pixels. The size 32. The tracking is still 0. Then let's check the line height. The line height is 40. Line height is 40. Then let's move on to headline medium. Headline medium. We have Roboto, same font weight, regular, that is 40. Font size 28. Let's quickly 28. Spacing 0. Line height 36. 28. 28. Spacing is 0. Line height 36, right? That is headline medium. Then you change headline small. So let's quickly be fast with this. Headline small. So you have Roboto 400, still 424. Font size tracking 0. Line height 32. So you change the font size 24. Tracking 0. Line height 32. You can see you have it like this. That's your headline small. Then you have, after headline, you have body, or title, sorry. You have title large. I'm still going to show you the rows of each of this text. The rows for each of this text. I'm going to show you. You have title, you can see title styles. You have title, then title large. You have 400. See the font weight is 400. Font size 32, 22, 0, and 28 line height. 22, 28, line height 0. Titles medium. Title medium. Let's quickly, we're almost done. Title medium. That is 500. You can see the font weight has changed now. 500, which is medium now. 500. Then font size 16. See, tracking is 0.15. Then the line height is 24. Let's go. 16. Tracking is 0.15, 0.15. line height is 24. Zoom in a bit so you can see it clearly. Then we move to title small. I think that should be 14. Let's check. Title small. That's 14, right? Yeah. So you see the font weight has changed again. That's 500. 14. Spacing is 0.1. Line height is 20. So let's remove one. 14. Font size. Okay, this was still irregular, so we change it to medium now. Medium, you can say medium. That's 414. Line height 20. Letter spacing 0.1. 0.1. Then we have body, which you use for your body text. We have body large. Let me just create this in advance so we don't have to start writing. Body large. After body large, body large. Then we have body medium. Then we have body small. After this, we have label. Then we have label large. So label large. We have label small. Label medium. Right. We have label small. So where did we stop? We've done so we've done for title. So title small. The weight is also medium. You can see now. Let's go to body styles. Let's go to body styles. Let's go to body styles. Under body styles now, you see on body styles now, the font weight has changed back to regular. I have the size to be 16, spacing 0.5, and line height 24. Okay, let's move on. Size 16. The weight is regular. That's 400. It is regular. Line height 24. Tracking, that's also data spacing 0.5. Then we go to body medium. Body medium, we have 400. Font width 14. Size 0.25. Tracking, and then so let's go 14. There we have 14, 20, then I think 0.25. Let me check the weight again. The weight is 400. Okay. Body small. Let's move to body small. This weight is 400 regular. 12. The font size is 12. The tracking is 0.4. This the line height is 16. So let's go. Let's go real quick. 12, 16. What's the tracking again? Sorry, 0.4. 0.4. Are you guys still following? Let me hear some yes. Are you guys following? Let me quickly complete this. Guys are not replying. Let's move to label large. Let's move to label large. You guys have not answered me. Okay. Thank you. Label large. Let's move to label large. So label large. Let's see. Font weight is 500. 700. Font weight is 700. Label large. Why are they having two font weights? I think this should be a mistake from their end. It's mostly 500. It's mostly 500. Mostly 500. Then we have our size to be 14. Line height 20. Spacing 0.1. So let's go. 14. 20, 0.1. We are done. Label medium. Let's go. Label medium. How they having two very font weight? You see, the font weight you are going with is 500, size 12, spacing 0.5, line height 16. So let's go. Sorry. F 12 0. Is that not 4 or 5? Let me see again. 0. What? 0.5. 0.5. Line height is 16. We are moving. We are moving. Then label small. The weight. The weight is small. Medium. I mean medium. Sorry. Then label small. Um, label small. We have the weight to be 500. Size 11. Spacing 0.5. Line height 16. So let's move. 12. Sorry, 11. Line height 16. 0.5. Down it. There. 0.5. Then we're done. Then the weight 400 medium. See, you've created your textile now. You've created your textile. Created your textile, so you can now start saving. If you want to save it, so we are also following the same pattern to save. The same pattern to save. So you click on these four dots. Click on these four dots. Then you click on the addition sign. Then if you want to group them, let's say you want to group them into display, headline, title, body, and label. Then you go by, you put in display, then forward slash display large. So once you click on create style, it automatically creates this under display. You can see you have it under display, display large. But let me do one for medium, headline and title also. Headline. So we have headline large. So you click on your four dots, on your addition sign. On your addition sign, you click on your addition sign, headline, forward slash, headline, large. Then once you click on create style, automatically created under headline. You can see you have headline large under headline. You have headline large under headline. Then let's do for title large. Let's do for title large so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's do for title large. Let's do for title large. If you guys can hear me, please confirm. You guys can hear me. Please confirm. Can you all hear me? Okay. Thank you. So let's save for title large also. You click on these four dots. Can you hear me? Confirm again, please. Confirm again, please, guys. Can you hear me? Confirm again. Okay. Thank you. So let's save title large. Then you click on these four dots. You click on your plus sign. Then you have title. You are making a group for title. Then forward slash title large. Title large. You can see then we now have three groups now. You have display, headline, title, and you can also do the same for body and label. You see? And now let's go back to our material design. Then let me show you the rows for each of these. So you yourself, you can go back and go and read this material design because they are okay. Let me do this now. From this material design, in the next class we have, if I might not be the one taking the next class, but in some other class, I'll ask you guys, or even in the Slack channel, I can come up in the Slack channel and ask you guys question, and there might be a gift for somebody that gets it. So I'm not promising yet, but I might come and ask you a question, and then so define type. So this is the rows now. They said this the row for display now. There are three display styles in the default type scale. We have large, medium, and small. As the largest text on the screen, Display styles are reserved for short, important text or numerals. They work best on large screens. As if you want to design things like tablets or you're designing for desktop, then you can use these styles. Guys, is display styles. So they are reserved for short, important text or numerals. They work based on large screens. For display type, consider choosing a more expressive font, such as a handwritten or script style. If available, set the appropriate optical usage to your optical size to your usage. So you can see how they use it. A card using a display size, an expressive typeface can entice user. Okay. So then headline. Headline are best suited for short high emphasis text on smaller screens. You can see are best suited for short high emphasis text on smaller screens. These styles can be good for making primary passage of text or important region of content. Headlines can also make use of expressive typeface provided that appropriate line height and letter spacing is also integrated to maintain readability. You can see example of how they use headline text here, headline text here. They'll move on to title. Move on to title. Titles are smaller than headline styles, and they should be used for medium emphasis text that remains relatively short. For example, consider using title styles to divide secondary passage of text or secondary region of content. For titles, use caution when using expressive. So most times, what they are saying is there are two types of mainly two types of text styles that we use in design. Will I say it's textile or decorative style? We have series and we have sans serifs. Serifs are these texts that have this. They're like cursive text. Once you see all those cursive text, let me see if I can see serif. Um, Something like let me go to Figma and show you something. Go to Figma and show you something. Sorry for taking you back. Our time is gone, man. We have um, so this when I say cursive style, this is what I mean by cursive style. Um, that's serifs, cabinet group text. Let me use cabinet group text. So these are serifs. These are serifs. Serifs are text that have this little small line after the text that leads your eye. See, serifs are this text that have little small line after the text. But if you are using a sans serif like inter is a sans serif. You can see that they don't have this little text behind them. Let me use inter. Enter. You can see this A is just straight down. So this small little stroke, these are what are called serifs. So that's why these are called serif typefaces. You see this small this little stroke that just goes, those little stroke that extends. Those are what are called serifs. That's why you call this sans serif and these are sans serifs. This one those have those stroke. There is absence of those stroke and these are those stroke. These serifs and sans serifs. So this is what Google Material is saying that when you are writing your title, it's good to use sans serif. That's what they are saying. For titles, use caution when using expressive font, that's serifs, including display, handwriting, and script styles. You can see example of where they used um titles. You can see example now. So then we move to body. Body styles are used for longer passage of text in your app. There's like if you want to write a paragraph, your paragraph text. So use typefaces intended for body styles which are readable at smaller sizes and can be comfortably read in longer passages. Avoid expressive or decorative fonts for body text because this can be harder to read at small sizes. You can see example of where they used it. You can see. Then lastly, label. Label styles are smaller, utilitarian styles used for things like the text inside components or for very small text in the content body, such as captions. Buttons, for example, use the label large style. You can see how they've used it here. You can see how they've used it here. You can see. You can see how they've used it here. So that's for applying the text. So what I've said so far, if you guys understand, please let me get some yes. If you guys understand what I've been saying so far, please let me hear some yes. And if you don't understand, you can continue. You can ask your question. Don't understand. If you don't understand, you ask your question. If anyone has a question, guys. Okay, you do and said he understands. And we again. Nafsat. Okay, Oyetunde. He understands. Nafisat. Um. Okay, we have two Nafisats here. We have Nafisat Azan and we have Nafisat Kuforiji. Okay, any of you can answer. We have James. James, do you understand? Kingsley, do you understand? Soft, do you understand? I'm going to be calling you soft because I think genius soft, right? Who again? Okay, no start coverage. Chinelo, do you understand? Who again? Philomena, do you understand? You guys should please answer, please. So, okay, no start has answered yes. Okay, you guys, if you have question, please ask. If you have question, please guys ask. Please, if you have question, ask. Let's if you have questions, let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, guys, let's interact. Ask your questions. Please ask your questions. Let's interact. The class is over for today. You'll be having a more recorded version for you to see what and what. So you guys should let's interact. Ask questions. You guys don't tell me you don't have questions. Do you understand how to save text to your local styles? Do you understand that? If I ask you to show me now, can you show me Nafisat Kuforiji? Can you show me? Unmute and talk, please. Unmute. Nafisat. Okay, Nafisat is not responding. Again, James. Okay, I just joined. Please, can you repeat? Oh, Chinelo, did you just join the class or you just joined during this question section? Or is it the question section you're talking of, or the whole class? I don't understand, Chinelo. This is for the whole class. You can catch the recorded version. But for the question, I said, do you understand everything I've explained so far? And if I tell you to show me how to save your text to your local styles, can you show me? Moses, offer.
Yes,
Moses.
sir. My network have been bad since morning. I'm just coming in now.
Okay. You can catch the recorded version. You can catch the recorded version. Sorry for that. Sorry about that. Soft. The genius soft, right? I'll be calling you soft. Soft. What's up?
All right, sir. Thank you so much for today's class. It was really insightful, though. The more I know, the more I know that I don't know. So, yeah. So basically, about material design system, I want to ask. Yeah, I understand. The explanation for today's class, but as what's your advice to a beginning designer to a beginner, sorry, yeah, to a junior designer, because you said at a point that these are not a hard rule that we should stick to. So what's your advice? Because just like you said, there are some companies that have their own design systems that we may need to stick to and all that. So we that we are starting, what's your advice to us regarding design system? Do you think we should stick to Google material design system, or let's say if we are working on a project, we should just come up with our own project? For example, if you're given a project and the company don't have or will I say the individual don't have any design system, can we go to Google to use their design system, or we should come up with our own system? So just what's your own suggestion and advice to us, sir? Thank you.
Okay, soft. Thank you for that question. That's a beautiful question. That's a beautiful question. And for design system, while I would say as beginners, you guys should try and know about the Google Material Design System, and you can also check out iOS own. I think I've sent the link in the messaging. So you can also check for iOS also. You check the both of them. If you look the one that is for now, just stick to the material design. Stick to them. Get to know it very well. So once you get to know it very well, you can now start tweaking some of it as long as you are moving on, as you are getting better, you can now start tweaking some of them. Because if you say you should start tweaking them right now, you might break might break some of the rules in design. So
Yeah.
follow the guidelines as it is now. And then as you are growing, you can now start tweaking. Even me, when I was starting out, I used to follow the guideline. Then as I was growing, I started as I was knowing more, having more knowledge. I was able when my skills was increasing, I was able to start tweaking based on the need of the
Mm,
project. I started being able to tweak. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and if by the time you've gotten to a certain level of expertise and you started working with a company or you have a project you want to work on, which I know most of you after this bootcamp, I know most of you are going out to do amazing things. So once you want to work on somebody's project, I know before that time you will have done a lot of practice with the design system. You have gone through a lot of practice, and even in the design phase of we are going to teach you a lot. So by that time, you will have known how to tweak these design systems a bit. You have known how to tweak them to your advantage. That's what I'm trying to say. So once you are working on someone's project, you can use this to tweak because most of them will want their interface, their app to be on both Android and iOS, and you don't want to go and start designing one for Android. They will now start designing another one for iOS. That's going to take you a long time to finish. So you just design one that can be used on both Android and iOS. That is where your skills of tweaking these guidelines will come in. So you study the material design guideline, you study the iOS design guideline to know how you can tweak this to have a desirable result for what you can use on both interfaces or on both Android and then so because if I say you should use material design guideline for company's product for someone's product, you might be using exactly the same thing. Your product might be looking like Google's own. It might be mistaken for Google's product. You understand what I'm trying to say? Your interface might be mistaken for Google's product. That's why I told you that we should not use Roboto. That's why I went to use Man Rope when I was creating these styles. Your product might be mistaken for Google's product. You understand? Except you want your product to look like Google. You understand what I'm trying to say?
yes, I do. I do.
So the next person, anybody else? Moses said he came late.
Thank you,
Chinelo
sir.
said he came late. Yo, you're welcome, soft. Nafisat Azan, you said you don't have any question. And Chinelo, you can watch the recording and more video resources will be provided that will cover more on the text. Okay, I think we're done for text. We covered components for you. Cover components and shadows. We're going to have more that is going to cover components and shadows. So, who else again? As Kingsley, do you have a question for me? I've never heard Kingsley speak. Okay, please, if I'm permitted, can everyone speak on this? If you know you can speak now, can you speak, please? I've not most of you guys have not heard your voices, and it's like you're not even in this space. Nafis Atazan, can you speak?
Sorry, Mujib.
Okay, Kingsley.
Mujib,
Yes, sir.
can I end the recording?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can end the record. This is just interaction with most of the students. You can end it, sir. Kingsley, you can speak, sir.